top threats for ECU starting lineup. 6 goals for Jenna Gages. She is a transfer from Louisiana Tech, and that is a big story as far as the transfers go. Also, Courtney Cash, who was number 22, her up front as well with 5 goals this season. A lot of changes.
Hey, Megan, for me, could you iris down just a little bit? You're a little bright. There you go. Perfect.
Wagner up from left defense to make a cross, and McGrath could get her head on it. She does, and it's just wide. Oh man, Aubrey McGrath did great there to take a pass from Wagner, who sprints back to defense, and it was a perfect cross. The Bulls have been working on headers quite a bit, and that one was just headed across the face of the mound. I'm not going to say no idea where the ball was, but she had no chance of saving it. She hoped and looked to her left as it crossed barely wide of the right post. Now she will take a goal kick. We are 2 minutes and 20 seconds into this thing. No score. Bulls and ECU. Center Park. Pirates try and gain control, which they've managed to do a couple times already today, but of course the Bulls were the first threat of the game. Grace Duran, midfielder. Again, one of the transfers from Mississippi State. Control things in the middle, and a header goes out of bounds. Played out by Bree Bleffen of the Bulls. Speaking of headers by her, she had the big first goal of the game against Cincinnati the other night. Again, both teams with 1-goal victories and very exciting wins. ECU has played in a lot of close games this year. In fact, they have had now 5 games go to overtime. Tied the first 2, lost the next couple, and then finally broke the skid on Thursday in a big way against UCF. Shantae Warrens tries a long shot for the Pirates, but it is blocked away by the Bulls defense and eventually gets its way back to Sydney Martinez. Derek Sharp here. Hope you're having a good Sunday or wherever you are checking us out. We appreciate it, whether it be on Bulls Unlimited or on YouTube, as USF and ECU in women's soccer activity. The 3rd weekend of conference play, and ECU has partaken in the entirety of the conference slate, has a 2-3 mark, but having won its last 2. A big turnaround type game, especially when you're looking where they are in the standings. You want to pick up those 3 points when you can. Cook, a good pass, but Aubrey McGrath was a little offside. Right now, coming into Sunday, again, some of these are a little misleading. They don't tell the whole story because certain teams have played 5 games, will be playing their 6th today, while others, namely USF and UCF, along with Tulsa and the league leader, Memphis, will be just playing their 4th game today. Memphis is 3-0, and talk about not telling the whole story. 11-1 overall, 6-0 on the road. They are quite something. So even though they're tied for first, as we await the free kick from goalkeeper Styles, there it is. Memphis is tied for first technically with SMU, but again, the Mustangs have played 2 more games and have lost 2 in a row, while Memphis is 3-0. They're playing at SMU today, so that kind of is a key game that will start around halftime of our game. Then you have Houston in 3rd place with 7 points, but again, having played 5 games. And then a handful, 5 teams, all at 6 points, with USF, UCF, and Tulsa all being 2-1. Temple being 2-2, they're off this weekend, and ECU right here being 2-3. So you can tell for the Pirates it's a pretty important game. Last 2 teams in the league right now are Cincinnati and 0-4 UConn. Conference schedule there. And considering that out of the conference games left after this one, they rightfully consider this a must-win, at least try and get a draw, although I'm sure they don't want to try and go to overtime again for the 6th time. ECU gets the ball into some space. Jaden Hilton Palela over there on the right side. Got a couple of goals, 3 assists. Up from defense, though. She actually only got 5 shots. shots leaders are the two top goal scorers, as I mentioned, Dages and Cash. Aubrey McGrath flips it back to Olivia Cook into the center of the park for Hochstadter. She's going to switch the field, and two Bulls decide who's going to take it. It's Wagner, who looks up and has plenty of space in front of her into the ECU third as we hit 6 minutes gone in this game. Bulls have the one big shot, a header just wide by McGrath, who has the ball. A little bit too strong of a touch there. She tried to turn it around Courtney Cash, but Cash was too savvy for that. Bulls commit a foul, giving ECU a free kick in the middle of the pitch, which has recently been freshly painted. If you're one of those watching on YouTube, the ball is right there in that beautiful center circle with that wonderful Bulls horn logo. It was here on, I think, last Thursday afternoon, the day of the 2 days ago, or 3 days ago, the Cincinnati game, and like, whoa, that's new. It's beautiful. The American Athletic logo painted out there as well. Decent effort there by Jenna Dages to take a long free kick out of midair. It was sent in by Parker, and Dages, there's no way she was going to try a shot from that angle. What she was trying to do was jump in the air and touch it within range of a strike, but just got away from her. You could see the talent on display there. Again, she played for Louisiana Tech last year and scored 11 goals for the, I believe they're the Texters. Oh, wide open on the right side, and Evelyn Vian sees Katie Kitching, but so does the defender see the ball coming, and that was a good play by Morgan Dewey. Defender, not per se. She was listed as a midfielder, but she turned defensive on that play, and ECU gets a throw in. You know, those overtime games right from the start for the Pirates. First game went 1-1 with Old Dominion on the road. Took a 5-1 win against Radford. Then they went to NC State, significantly tied that game. So Jason Hamilton, the new head coach's team, started off 5 unbeaten. Followed that up with a couple of wins over Davidson and Richmond. Took a loss to George Mason before winning their next 2 against Campbell and Charlotte in shutout fashion. So again, ECU was just sitting on 1 defeat through its first 8 games. Started off conference with what has to still go down as a surprising loss to Tulsa. The count was 3-1. There were 11 days between games, and their coach Hamilton at the time said, yes, perhaps that was a reason for a little bit of sluggishness, but in the end, Tulsa just outplayed ECU in that game, and that's something that the Pirates, unfortunately for them, I'm guessing right now if you played that game again, they would win, but that's a loss that certainly will hurt them in the standings. They're just trying to make up for it as best as they can. And losing 2 overtime games to win 2 in a row is quite something, and that's kind of on the uptick that the Pirates are on at 7-4-2. They're doing a good job of getting the Bulls run ragged a little bit here, knocking it around, but an attempted pass up the line by Carson Parker, a sophomore transfer from Arkansas, goes out of bounds. Bulls do have the one dangerous shot in this game, but not much else going so far. Congratulations again to the men's soccer team. This will be the second time I almost said they got a win on the road, because it just feels like that, the way they've gone to UConn and SMU, 2 of the tougher teams to play and places to play in the conference, and both times 1-1. You'll hear some highlights of that actually at halftime of this one, if you're listening to us live on a Sunday. We'll also throw out a little medley of Jordan Cronkrite runs. Again, if you missed it, broke the school record for rushing yards in a game, and no less is sitting in front of me wearing a Tracy McGrady jersey. Raptors. I love it. Have to find out what the connection is there. Evelyn Vian, who's been marked, of course, she is the nation's leading scorer, so you think the Pirates will be all over her. That time she was surrounded by Lexi Moore and Carson Parker, and can't quite get a good touch on it. Vian has not found any room in the middle of the field. Flick pass there, but intercepted by Bernie. Bernie's going to be fouled there by ECU. They just trying to grab a little bit too much room there. You hear the wind. Not that bad today, but our fancy crowd microphone's picking up a little bit of wind. If it gets to be too much, I'll turn them down, but finding the balance between capturing this crowd, which is a nice turnout on a Sunday. Sydney Nasello, a nice run through the middle and peels it around to Vienne. What a beautiful pass. Can Vienne do something with it? No. Good defense by Kim Sanford. Vienne decided to test the official, threw herself down to the turf, but it was definitely not a foul. It was just good defense. But what a wonderful ball. A curling pass by Nasello around the defender to set up Vienne. And just as she was ready to try and crank that ball, Sanford was there to intercept it. Now the Pirates play it deep into the Bulls' end. It's cleared away by Kelly Burney. Had a rare, as she is just an outstanding player, misstep in drawing a penalty for Cincinnati the other night. McGrath draws a nice pass, but it's knocked away. It's going to be a corner kick, as Aubrey McGrath has been a bigger offensive presence than most games of late. Not that she's not an offensive presence, but she has been one of the main ones here today for the Bulls. Carson Parker knocked that ball out of bounds as we hit the 12-minute mark. And the Bulls will have the first quarter of the game. If you're an ECU fan checking this out, you see that number 10 about to take the corner kick. Andrea Hochstadter, she'll be taking all the corner kicks. She is the server. And from the left side, she serves in a beautiful ball. Stiles wanted to come out and play it. Instead, it was headed away by a teammate. Well, out to Kitching. He's going to try a long ball in, and it sails wide. May go down as a shot, but didn't really threaten the goal. So good defending here by the Pirates in this game so far. Anytime the Bulls have had a threat, the only time you can't say that was the case, and it was just maybe a little bit of fortune for the Pirates, was that early header by McGrath that went just wide. Pirates have trotted out a pretty consistent lineup as far as their starters go this year, as I notice. Foul called on ECU. The official was going to let it play out. If the ball had rolled a little bit differently to Evelyn Vienne, I think Abdu Ben Salah, the official, would have let it play out, but it didn't exactly, and the Bulls deliver the ball to the right side. Cookie, Olivia Cook, nice dribble around a Pirate into McGrath, tries to head it on towards Vienne, but just misses it, and it's cleared out by Sanford. Burney uses her body well to shield off Dages and delivers it back to Sydney Martinez, wearing her Adidas sort of lime green kit. And the Bulls wearing white today with green numerals. Burney tries to feed it up to Grant, but it was intercepted by Dewey, who is again playing interceptor of a pass by Cook. Over Burney, who is marking Dages, but Burney's able to run it down. Then Dages with 6 goals. Courtney Cash, who's set up on the same left side as Dages. Cash in the midfield, Dages up front, are the 2 big goal scorers with 6 and 5 respectively, but they do have a handful of players with exactly 2 goals, so they have other threats. Here's a big threat for the Bulls. Evelyn Vienne, right around Sanford. She has Kitching on her right, instead goes left to McGrath, and Sanford's able to catch back up to it. It was probably the right decision by Vienne, who's looking over at Katie Kitching, pointing out the clear path she had on goal, but if that ball had gotten past Sanford, I think McGrath is in on goal as well. And it was just a good defensive play. 1-2, McGrath to Wagner. There's the ball in. It's deflected, and it almost snuck past Stiles, who had to fall down to her right. I don't believe that will go as a shot, but it still made the goalkeeper work. Melanie Stiles is a church sophomore out of Bowie, Maryland. She is from Clemson. Again, 4, 5, 7, I believe I counted, not only transfers, but D1 schools and big names. Clemson, NC State, Mississippi State, La Tech, which is where Dages hailed from. Leading scorer. Nice pickup by ECU. Louisville, Arkansas. The only school I'm not familiar with, and this is my mistake, is the one that Shantae Warnes, the senior, hailed from before coming here. She's out of Washington. She went to Highline. I'm going to guess that Highline College is somewhere in Washington. That is a strict guess. A bit of a equipment situation for Lexi Moore. And right now ECU is going to play with 10 on the field rather than make a substitution. Not exactly sure what's going on. We'll keep an eye on it. I don't know if there was maybe blood on her jersey or something. But either way, the Pirates think it's minor because she'll go right back in the game. She had to remove a little bit of undergarment. I don't know what that was all about, but she's going to come back in the game as soon as the official that's on the sideline waves Moore back in the game. But right now the Bulls are at a man advantage until that happens, and maybe they could do something with it here. Katie Kitching onto the sideline to McGrath, who tried to chip it up the side to Kitching, but out of bounds. Back into the game is Lexi Moore. Highline College is indeed in Washington. I win. Des Moines, Washington, nonetheless. Gotta find out what their nickname is. Don't have to, but that's just how my brain works. Bulls and Pirates, no score here. 16 minutes in. ECU plays it across midfield, but Cheyenne Dennis heads it forward to Hochstadter. Tries to get around Moore. Has an option on the left. It's Sabrina Wagner up from defense, helping out with the attack as she has earlier today. And another good ball in. VN could be on the end of it, but played well by both Carson Parker, the defender, and coming out to grab it, Melanie Stiles, who I'm fairly certain is aware of VN's presence out there. Then there are 4 games on this Sunday in women's soccer. UCF, looking to bounce back from a loss to this ECU team, is playing against Cincinnati. It's generally how things go in conference play. In fact, almost always when you have soccer on the women's side, they're called quote-unquote travel partners. Same thing for volleyball, which goes Friday, Sunday. Generally, the 2 teams that are you play, there's a similar opponent crossing over and playing the 2, and usually with the Bulls, it's the UCF being the quote-unquote travel partner. I say quote-unquote because they don't actually travel with them. They just flip-flop opponents. Same concept for when teams go to Houston and SMU, Tulsa and Wichita, etc. Oh, Cheyenne Dennis in a battle there with Warrens, and Warrens wins it, as Dennis had to practically tackle Warrens, and this is going to be a dangerous opportunity for the Pirates. Straight on. Call that about 28 yards away. Looks like about 10 from the top of the box. We'll know exactly if it's 10 depending on where the line stand, where the wall stands for the Bulls. And there, I'm going to guess, be placed right on the top of the box. 1 yard out, so we'll call this 29 yards. And Carson Parker is alongside of Davis, possibly taking this. It's Dewey, I'm sorry, and Parker takes it either way. Well struck and saved by Sydney Martinez. Carson Parker making a bid there, but Martinez going low to grab it. Not easy. I'm telling you. Sydney Martinez made some good saves. Didn't have to make a ton of them against Cincinnati, but made some good ones. And the one diving save that I remember was even better after seeing a still shot of it. If you didn't check out the USF women's soccer photo gallery of that game, you have to see that one. Sydney Nasello controls it at midfield over to Katie Kitching, looking for an option as ECU marks up tightly. Oh, a nice through ball though to Cook as Kitching finds a space. Cook lofts it in. McGrath tries to go up again. Looking even taller than the 5'8" she stands. The sophomore from Palm Beach Central High School just misses it. But great ball by Kitching and a great run offered up by Olivia Cook on that right side. Back into the middle for Davis. Drops it back to Morgan Dewey, who has 3 assists this year. Over on the right wing in a pretty good battle there. And it's won by Wagner, knocking the ball away from Tori Riggs, a sophomore from Stella, North Carolina. But it'll lead to an ECU throw-in. Both teams have 2 shots, the most recent being that Pirates free kick, and a good one by Parker. Equal to the task. I mentioned that diving save by Martinez, the still shot, the photo of her. She is absolutely laid out parallel to the ground. It's an amazing save, made more so by photography, believe it or not. Sadie DeCello using some speed, which she has in spades, to go up the park. Vienne tries to knock it around. Sanford does catch up to it, has a chance to crank one in, it's blocked away. It was reminiscent of the goal that Vienne scored the other night, at least distance-wise. But Carson Parker was ready for it. Kitching tries to drop it to Cook, who has to shield off Dages and drop it back to Bernie. So great speed by Nacello sets up Vienne, who flicked the ball around Sanford, and she's got pretty deceptive speed, does Evelyn. But another Pirate was ready there to block it. Nacello again. This time she gets fouled, and it'll lead to a free kick for the Bulls. No protest there by Lexi Moore. And a decent opportunity here, probably about around the same distance that the Parker offering for the Pirates came from a couple of minutes ago, but just at a tough angle. Left corner, if you're looking at it from the Bulls shooting perspective, of the top of the box and another 10 yards out. So this really is about 30 yards from the middle of the goal. I would imagine Andrea Hochstadter's going to look to land it onto somebody's head. See where Blethen is. She had one in the other night. She's right in the middle at the top of the box. She charges on goal as the cross comes in by Hochstadter. And there is Blethen. She does get her head on it, but it was right into a Pirates player and back out. Nacello crosses the ball in, and Melanie Stiles grabs it. Goalkeeper for the Pirates has come up strong here today. She has played and started every single game for ECU in goal. Played all but 18 minutes in net. Made 50 saves. Posted 3 shutouts, including 2 in a row. Pirates have the ball now. A searching ball in, a long ball and a high one that ECU's Courtney Cash had a chance at. And she'll be disappointed that she couldn't control it out of bounds, and it's going to be a goal kick for the Bulls. First sub in for either team is Fanny Pelletier-LaRoche, and she will replace Katie Kitching, I think. Looks like Kitching's coming out, unless it's Cook. Okay, Olivia Cook will be the one that Pelletier, midfielder, goes in for, so more of a true alignment here for the Bulls with 4-4-2. Pelletier-LaRoche didn't play the other night against Cincinnati. Actually saw her out after the game, and someone asked if she was okay. She had apparently a very, very minor, I don't know if you would call it an injury, just something that she could have played through if she had to, but Bulls are a deep team, have plenty of options, and sounds like there was no need to push it. Pelletier-LaRoche, though, whatever it is, has kept her out of a couple games in a row, so she's glad to be back out there. She is a starter in all 6 games she played in this year. This is the 10th game for the Bulls, so she has indeed been out for all 3 of the conference games. She jumps in, 23 minutes in, halfway through the first half, no score. Bulls and Pirates. Honestly, the game's about evenly played, even though Evelyn Vienne has gone from being tough to spring open to starting to make herself more available, and something that the Pirates no doubt are wary of. Sabrina Wagner tries to find Kitching. Instead, it's intercepted by Dewey. Right back to Hochstadter as Kelly Burney had good pressure on Dages. A very dangerous forward for ECU. Now it's up on that left wing, and it's Blethen sojourning up, getting a ball from Nacello. Can Bree run it down? She can. The Manatee Kid with that left foot, a great looking cross, and it's tipped over, but still in danger is McGrath. Stiles had to reach up high to get that. Hochstadter gets the ball from McGrath and almost settled it in time for a shot, but just couldn't touch it close enough to herself. Now Sabrina Wagner is going to let it ride out as Dages was on her back. Sabrina Wagner has been running all over the place. Now she's at right defense. It looks like Bree Blethen and Wagner have flip-flopped to me, indicating that Shelty Brown wants Wagner to cheat in on Dages, who has been occupying that left side of the forward line. Ball is played deep. Again, by the Pirates. Have been doing a lot of that here in the last 5 minutes, trying to knock it forward. Now keep in mind, the Pirates just played a few nights ago and aren't quite used to this Florida weather. No, it's not exactly winter time in Greenville, North Carolina, but I'm guessing it is a little bit cooler up there. And you see several of the Pirates players holding their hands up over their heads. Emma Davies into the game for the Bulls now. And a substitution for ECU, Maddie Nags, a sophomore from Trenton, Michigan, who has a couple of goals this season. So the Pirates may be acceding to the fact that, yeah, they're going to have to make maybe more substitutions than they normally would. Over there to the right side, and Cash cleared away by Hochstadter playing defense now, as she did vitally at the end of the game against Cincinnati, getting on the goal line and almost casually knocking a would-be tying goal by Jill Viteri. With just a minute to go in that game. Again, the Bearcats had tied it up in the last minute against the Wolves 2 years ago here in Tampa. Won it last year in Cincinnati, 1-0 on a corner kick right before a minute was left. And then on Thursday night, looked as though they were going to tie it with a minute to go until Andrea Hochstadter for the Bulls took care of that threat. Another substitution for the Bulls is Leah Furlan in for Aubrey McGrath. So on this definitely warm day, very smart substitution pattern by Denise Schulte-Brown, as you would imagine, and 2 more substitutions for ECU. So it is full on now. Both coaches realizing that they're going to need to give their girls a rest here from time to time. Kat Gonzalez in for ECU, a freshman out of Pocono Summit, PA. Honestly, I didn't see who the other sub was. I think it was Cashlyn Copley. Make sure I pronounce her last name right. Something tells me it's Copley. Yes, it is. C-O-P-L-E-Y. Could go down as Copley, but it's Copley. She has the ball right now, but it's taken away by Sabrina Wagner. So both the teams now, Pirates with 4 new players on, the Bulls with Emma Davies and Leah Furlan, a couple of scoring threats. Davies has been great in her freshman season. Missed a couple games with injury herself. There she has the ball. Knocks it to Hochstadter, over to the right side. Wagner off the bench. I'm sorry, Courtney Cash playing her pretty well. I'm looking at the weather in Greenville. It is about like it is here, about 5 degrees cooler, but this is a different story with the humidity. And either way, Sunday afternoon or any afternoon, you're not going to be able to go 90 minutes unless you are in supreme shape. And keep an eye on the players who are able to do that. But I would guess they're not going to be many, as we are not yet a half hour in, but still, it's hot. Decent looking chance for ECU, but it fizzles out as Copley kind of got free from Cheyenne Dennis and honestly could have dribbled in on goal herself. Oh, here's someone who's in shape. Sydney Naselli skies right past a midfielder for ECU. Hangs on to it, looks up, has Davies on her right, feeds it over there. Davies, fresh off the bench with those fresh legs, looks to make a move, does, has a chance at a shot. It's a good looking shot and it's saved. It's going to be a corner kick. Melanie Stiles had the near post covered, and I'm not exactly sure if that would have gone inside the post or not, but she still had to act as though it had that chance and made the save. So all set up by Sydney DeCello, and Davies gets it on goal. Corner kick on the right side now, Hochstadter. In for the Bulls is Rebecca Anderson, a sophomore out of Durant. Replacing fellow sophomore from Tampa Bay, Bleppen, who's from Manatee. Nearing the half-hour mark, third corner of the day for the Bulls. Hochstadter short to Nasello. Sees unmarked Davies at the top of the box. Referee moves out of the way, flicked back in. And as Davies was closed down, decided to try her odds with a pass to Hochstadter, but it was intercepted. All the way back to the goalkeeper, Sydney Martinez. Cheyenne Dennis across midfield. No balls on their half of the field besides the goalkeeper. Evelyn Vienne tried a fancy play there, but got it knocked away by Sanford, and ECU controls. Over on the right side, that's Tori Riggs. Into the middle for Nags. Ooh, and the player is in on the right side for ECU, and that could be a goal. Oh, just eludes as the cross by Kat Gonzalez was on the mark with Sydney Martinez out of the goal, and just being able to not get her foot on it was Copley, or else this would be 1-0. It was a long ball in, and Gonzalez got past the defense, which was trying to hold her offside, and clearly that didn't work. And if you're Gonzalez, a freshman, you can't do much more with that cross than you did. Lay it on a platter for an on-rushing teammate. And unfortunately, Cashlyn Copley couldn't cash in. Foul against the Pirates. Taking a spill is Pelletier LaRoche. Should get right back up. Bulls try to scoot it up about 5 additional yards for the free kick, but referee on top of it moves it back 5 yards from the midfield stripe, which is where Kelly Burning will strike it. Has to block it off to the right side of Davies. Heads it beautifully to Leah Furlan, who ECU thought controlled it with her hand. Instead, it's to Vienne. She turns and she gets knocked down, and this official is not having it. Vienne really does think she was fouled that time. It was at least a legitimate question, but I think Abdou Ben Salah ruled that Vienne went too easily to ground, and I could see that judgment. This time Vienne, just barely offside. She is not happy right now. Thought she had drawn a penalty kick, thought she was level with the defender there, but she wants a step in front. In fact, it was a good job by Vienne. She'll do this, just like a player in basketball trying to block out her opponent for an entry pass. She basically squares up her body, leaning up against the opponent, in this case Carson Parker, and then turns with the pass. But this time, she had her quote-unquote posted up, but one foot was in front of Parker. So she had already kind of turned upfield, and that was why she was offside. So great response by the Bulls here in the last couple of minutes to try and get one on goal, and they've had several already in this game. 4 shots officially. One early one by Aubrey McGrath was not on goal, but it was headed just wide. That was the best chance, but the Bulls have had several since. ECU, again with just the 2 shots, but really that last threat was almost as dangerous as any shot that's been taken in this game, if not more. So I was starting to say the other games that are taking place in the conference today, we'll let you know about those at halftime. UCF hosting Cincinnati. Foul in the middle of the field. It looks like it's going to be a card. So the Bulls were afraid that this official wasn't going to make any calls, and I think he's been doing a good job. That was not a goal-scoring opportunity, but Grace Duran, who does not protest, knocked down Sydney Nasello, who was on her way, and with her speed, even though she was at midfield, that could have become a goal-scoring opportunity, so that's a yellow card. SMU and Memphis are playing today. They are tied for first, but again, Memphis has just played 3 games, a perfect 3-0, and SMU is 3-2, having played 5 games. The other matchup, Tulsa and Houston, and the Cougars are in 3rd place, so that would be a big win for them. Billy Burney, another long free kick in, try to get it to someone at the center of the box where Vienne was generally, but ECU heads it away. Pelletier LaRoche's pass is intercepted nicely by Doran. Cash tries to play it up, but Burney intercepts the pass intended for Copley. They have a Courtney Cash and a Cashlyn Copley, both on the field connecting there, at least trying to. Sydney DeCello lets it roll and tries a chip ball. I think she wanted Furlan. Instead, Vienne tried to run onto it. It is cleared away by ECU's Jada Hilton Palea, but it'll be a throw-in for the Bulls near the penalty box. Becca Anderson looking for someone to make herself available. Turned out to be Vienne, but she couldn't control it in ECU. Boy, they must really be wary of Vienne, because anytime she's in the vicinity, they just clear the ball out of bounds. I think they could have done more than there, but the Bulls will take the throw. Sydney Nasello comes out of it. Tries to dribble around 2 defenders, which she is capable of. Oh, a nice block, but it'll lead to another corner. So a good sliding stop by Hilton Palea, but Canadians' efforts lead to another corner kick opportunity. This will be number 3 of the day for the Bulls. Mentioned that Tulsa-Houston game looks like going to be late in starting in Texas because of lightning. Halftime, we'll let you know what's going on around the league. Again, you'll hear highlights of thrilling football and men's soccer moments from yesterday. Hochstadter's corner kick played off the post, and that was casual by Stiles. And I guess she got her hand on it. She must have knocked it off the post. She didn't exactly look like she was worried about that ball going in, but it hit her hand, then the post. That could have been a goal from almost nothing on a corner kick direct by Hochstadter. She takes the second one. Oh, rising up and just missing it was Furlan. Stays in the box, though. Chipped in, and that was a shot by Wagner, but Stiles is able to jump up and grab it. It was ticketed for underneath the crossbar. Didn't have much pace on it, but she was going for placement there. Tried to chip it into the upper left, but good job by Stiles. So, Bulls with 2 more chances there. I guess the Hochstadter corner kick has to go as a shot. And Furlan again just missed that header. She didn't miss the ball, but it was just wide. She was in prime scoring range. Foul committed by Emma Davies. Felt that she was about to lose possession, which she was, so she grabbed the opponent. Probably fortunate not to get a caution there. There's a free kick, well taken by Dewey, but also well headed out by the Bulls' Pelletier LaRoche. Dangerous looking ball in, but it was never going to be caught up to by Courtney Cash unless she was about 2 feet taller. Well, there's a welcome sight. Grace Adams about to check in for the Bulls. And she'll come in for Evelyn Vienne, a defense for offense substitution if there ever was one. Furlan's going to push up. Of course, Sydney Nacello's out there. And you have Emma Davies, so you definitely have enough forward options. But great to see Grace Adams. Had that injury late in the season last year, the knee injury. We're all hoping she could come back and suit up again this year. Hasn't gotten much playing time, but as a matter of fact, just 62 minutes of it, but she comes in with about 9 minutes left to go in the first half here with no score. She slots back onto the left side of defense. It's basically the Bleffen spot. So Rebecca Anderson, another defensive type player, playing a defensive midfield on the left now. As the Bulls adjusting the lineup on the fly. Bernie and Dennis still in the center of that defense. Polongo hasn't come in yet. Interesting that Adams comes in before Polongo. Has gotten a lot of starts this year. Ball's near the ECU box as Wagner drops it off for Hochstadter. Good looking cross by Hochstadter, but Furlan again nudges it with her head, but this time she's able to catch back up to it and drop it off to Nacella. This is dangerous for the Bulls. There's a good looking attempt, but it's knocked away by the Pirates. Goes down as a shot, but it looked like it was Hilton Pelea who got her foot on that one. Cello is looking like she's on the verge today. Been doing a good job in creating, and there had to go herself, but it was blocked before it got near the 6. Grace Adams' first pass is a little bit off, but Rebecca Anderson chased it down, and now the Bulls have it on the right side near midfield. Bernie across the stripe to Hochstadter. Tries a chip pass to Davies, who was ready to run onto it, but it was headed away first by Morgan Dewey. Ball up the park to Gonzalez, who had that dangerous opportunity. Dennis tries to head it away from her, and now has to just play it out. So ECU, even though they just had 1-on-5 from a numbers perspective, 2-on-5, gets a throw-in out of it. Good pressure by Kat Gonzalez, the freshman from PA. Keep an eye on Polongo if she's there. She's on the bench. Defender with a handful of starts to start off the season, but Cheyenne Dennis has reassumed her spot there opposite Kelly Burney in the center of the defense. ECU's Morgan Dewey taking her time here with the throw, making sure she finds somebody, and it's Riggs who's going to turn, have her shot blocked. Stays in the Bulls box. Can Rebecca Anderson let it roll out? She does. Great job shielding off the defender. That ball didn't have the normally requisite pace to be assured that it would go out of bounds for a goal kick. She was able to hold off Daria Drajovic and get the goal kick. City Martinez, a somewhat dangerous high ball over to Kelly Verde on the right side. Not dangerous of being intercepted, but going out of bounds for a needless throw. But Verde skillfully, she is skillful, gets to it, and the Bulls have it in midfield. Davies out of a pack of 3 ECU players. Now it's 1-on-5, and she gets around. She's going to have a chance. She's got a dribble, now shoots it, and it's blocked just wide. Boy, Emma Davies got by 3 defenders, and ECU closed in on her. Originally, it looked like she might be able to carry that all the way in, but it was just saved and just wide of the goal. So that was the second really, really close call. And third, if you include that Hochstadter corner, they hit the post, obviously. For the Bulls here today. And a 4th corner kick upcoming. ECU without a corner yet today. Andrea Hochstadter has taken 2 from the left, and this will be her 2nd from the right. Bulls have everyone near the top of the box, except for Furlan. Now, there's the service, just missed. Surprised that wasn't called a foul. I thought Sydney Masello got a good piece of an ECU player there. Instead of trying to jump up and head it, she more or less tried to plow through. 5 minutes to go, a little bit under that. In the first half, no score yet, but certainly both teams with imminent opportunities here. All right, look and see that the USF men's golf team, boy, everyone's playing this weekend. Everyone, every sport that can play, I think. We're talking about tennis, cross country, even though they don't play, they run. Golf, men's team is leading its event right now. First round, 2 to go, but still. Bulls, as we hit 4 minutes to go in the half, have Emma Davies, who showed her speed there. Now is going to have ECU back off of her, and she drops it off to Pelletier LaRoche. A dangerous pass near intercepting range, but Rebecca Anderson gets to it. Good defense by Drajovic. Bulls get it back though. Nasello tries to dribble it in, takes a long shot, and it's a tough one, and Stiles handles it barely for a save. That ball took a tricky hop, and draws a big round of applause from USF head coach Denise Schulte-Brown, making Stiles work out there. Came into the day with 50 saves in 13 matches. And that just illustrates, again, ball's headed back nicely to Martinez. Rolls it over to the right side to Wagner. How many matches the Bulls missed out on due to the one game being canceled. Western Carolina, that was during Florence, couldn't come down here, and they already had that first bye week in conference play, so that's why USF is 7-2, having played 9, and ECU has played 4 more. Hochstadter into the box, defended well, has to dribble it back out, tries to juke around the defender. She's eventually going to have to find somebody. No, she spins around, still has it, gets around another player, is going to drive it low, and it's knocked away. Boy, what an effort by Andrea Hochstadter, who I thought for sure was going to have to give up the fight there, and as she got gathered up by a 3rd defender and managed to, I think with 2 spin moves, drive it low. Sydney DeCello was the intended target, but it was knocked away barely by the Pirates. And a 5th corner for Hochstadter, who takes her time getting over to it. Just more than 2 minutes to go in the first half. She can't possibly be in a hurry after all the effort that took. And she's been out there for a while. Holds up her hand for the corner from the right side. A little bit of a wind in her face. Still a good ball, and rising up to head it out is ECU. But the Bulls will maintain as it's Wagner dropping it off to Nasello. She got it on the left side. Uses her speed. Low ball, it's in! It's got to be a goal, and it is! Created by Nasello, punched in by Anderson. And she gets a huge reaction. Rebecca Anderson for the Bulls makes it 1-0. If you go back, that was really all set up by Hochstadter. but off the corner kick that she created, it gets over to Sydney Nasello, and with 2 defenders on her, Nasello, really a ball that had a chance to cross the goal on its own accord, but Anderson, the junior from Durant, wasn't going to take any chances and smashed it home herself. So I believe that is her first career goal. I'm just making sure. She had 1 shot last year and 1 shot as a freshman. So that is her first career goal. Congratulations to Anderson. It would have been a very difficult one not to score on because it was right on the goal line. Nasello, the obvious assist. Rebecca Anderson, the goal. And the Bulls, with less than 2 minutes to go in the half, take the lead. And they look to add to it. Davies up to Wagner on the right side. A good-looking cross. Oh, Hochstadter almost got on the end of that. Still in danger for the Bulls. Ferland at the top of the box, swarmed upon by 4 players. She tries to drop it off to Grace Adams, but it's knocked away. That corner kick will, the goal will go down as a 44th minute marker for the Bulls. Oh, another dangerous ball in by Wagner to Nasello. She almost got her head on it, and now the Bulls are really rolling along. So, a player who, Rebecca Anderson, hasn't gotten a, you know what, she's played in every game. It should be fair. She's only started a couple, 318 minutes. Oh man, don't make me do math right now. It's about 35 minutes a game. So she is one of the relatively called upon subs for the Bulls with 10 seconds left here in the half. She's supplied a 1-0 score. And the clock looks like it's going to run down with the Bulls taking a lead into half. And there is the horn, and a wonderful job all the way around by the Bulls there. They kept building and kept building. Emma Davies had that break in. Andrea Hochstadter had the fantastic moves and all the corner kicks. Listen, you look up, sometimes that's a key stat. It's 6-0 corner kicks in favor of the Bulls. And that indeed is a key statistic because it led directly to the goal. It was a fantastic effort, of course, by Sydney Nasello, who gets the assist. And Rebecca Anderson, her first goal, has the Bulls on top. When we come back, you will hear some highlights from men's soccer from last night. You'll hear a nice little medley I put together that you'll want to hear of Jordan Cronkite breaking a school record for rushing. We'll also take you around the conference for some scores today in women's soccer and others, and we'll have first half stats and get you ready for, obviously, the second half here as the Bulls lead the Pirates 1-0. This is Soccer on Bulls Unlimited.
Bulls fans, did you know one of the top tacos in the country is right here in Tampa Bay? Capital Tacos has its tortillas baked, brisket braised, and steak marinated every day, even before you wake up. Capital Tacos offers more than 150 items to choose from. Tacos, burritos, rice bowls, nachos, and more, made from original Capital Tacos recipes with scratch ingredients. Drop on by Capital Tacos today and experience the revolution of the taco for yourself. Find the location nearest you at capitaltacos.com. Capital Tacos. Tacos done right.
As the region's first and largest teaching hospital, Tampa General partners with the USF Health Morsani College of Medicine to pioneer breakthrough treatments, conduct game-changing clinical research, and train the next generation of healthcare professionals, which means the care we deliver today makes it possible for you to enjoy more tomorrows. Tampa General Hospital. Other hospitals practice medicine. We define it.
It takes 5 years to earn a master's degree. That's the same amount of time it takes to earn a journeyman's license with the IBEW. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers believe contractors rely on productivity. It's why we require 5 years in the classroom and on-the-job training to become an IBEW Local 915 electrician. IBEW, where passion plus skill locks arms with value. The time is now to hire IBEW electricians.
Hi, I'm attorney Robert Rubenstein, and this is Rubenstein's Rules for Personal Injury. Rule number 5, do not ignore your injuries. Right after an accident, most people don't realize how bad their injuries are. Injuries can get worse over time. Early medical treatment is crucial. Beware of clinics that treat only your neck and back. What about your knees, shoulders, head, and other injuries? Come see us. We'll talk about all your injuries and get you the compensation you deserve. Call Rubenstein Law at 1-800-FL-LEGAL. Offices in Tampa and throughout Florida.
Best tailgate? It's gotta be burgers. And an ice cold Coke.
Real football y pollo asado.
Mac and cheese.
You need a hot grill.
And an ice cold Coke.
Of course.
Football and Coke. Come on.
It's got to be Coke.
Game day? Race day.
Calls for Coke.
You know it.
It's Tailgating 101.
This is Charlie Strong. Not all fans agree on the best game day foods, but when it's served with an ice-cold Coca-Cola, you know you've got yourself a winner. Coca-Cola. Taste the feeling, grab one, and go Bulls.
Cirque du Soleil explores a new frozen playground in ways that defy all expectations. Discover the world of Crystal. Let yourself be amazed by Cirque du Soleil's very first on-ice experience. Playing December 19th through 23rd at Amalie Arena. Get your tickets for Crystal now at CirqueDuSoleil.com. Crystal thanks their partner Sirius.
This is the USF Bulls Radio Network.
Make some noise for Thomas and Brian. Welcome back to Corbett Stadium. Derek Sharp here with your halftime activities, and we've got a Bulls 1-0 lead over ECU on the first goal of the career by Rebecca Anderson. A all Tampa Bay connection as Land O'Lakes' Sidney DeCello slots it in to Anderson, who pops it right into an open goal mouth. Almost, I'm going to say shot it over, but she really drilled that ball upwards, we'll say it that way. The kid from Durant High School. Looking at what's going on elsewhere around USF athletics, and boy, it was a pretty good performance. I think Jordan Cronkrite, who definitely never wants to talk about himself, called it a pretty good game afterwards, which for him was, high praise of himself. 302 yards, a school record, and if you didn't hear any of the Jim Blount calls of the key plays that led to said record, or if you didn't, you definitely want to hear him again. Well, we got that taken care of for you right here.
Wilcox lined up slot left. They run it to Cronkrite. He breaks through and he's into the secondary. Jordan Cronkrite has one man to beat. He cuts it back inside. He'll be out of bounds at about the 12-yard line of UMass. So Cronkrite, who had the 80-yard run to beat ECU 2 weeks ago, goes 66 here, and the Bulls have a 1st and 10 at the UMass 12. But again, the Bulls in a second down hole here, 2nd and 12 from the 23. 20-14 USF early third quarter. Play clock down to single digits. Cronkrite again, and he gets the seam, and he's into the secondary again. It's another foot race for Cronkrite to the 30, to the 20. He's going to go all the way. 77 yards. Jordan Cronkrite, another huge run for the Bulls, and USF extends their lead.
Yeah, Cronkrite, he has it figured out. I mean, what he does is he breaks the initial 5-yard barrier between he and the line of scrimmage, and it's to the house.
Offense staying on the field here with 8 minutes to go, third quarter. Cronkrite still the running back, 4th and 1. Here comes Cronkrite. He busts it up the middle, and he's gone again. 30 yards, Jordan Cronkrite, and the Bulls are pouring it on now. It's 33-14 with the kick coming, and Cronkrite has a 200-yard rushing game. From the 24-yard line of USF, 1st and 10, just over 5 minutes remaining third quarter. Here is Cronkrite, and he's into the secondary again. Here he goes. Jordan Cronkrite, a foot race to the end zone, and nobody is going to get him. Jordan Cronkrite, 76 yards. He has now set a USF single game rushing record. He's got 278, and the Bulls have scored again.
Yeah, he would add some more yards after that, but that was the one that really made you go, go for the record books, obviously. At that time, he was over the single game mark, held previously by a couple of Bulls, and then it was the conference mark a couple yards away from that. And ended up with 302 yards. Now, there were some other players that actually made plays in that game. I'm telling you, Vincent Davis, the freshman, dislodging 2 kick returners from the ball, including a scoop and score of his own, was pretty impressive. Speaking of impressive, last night, the Bulls go to Dallas, a very, very difficult place to play soccer, and fall behind in the 3rd minute. Well, they would turn to their leading scorer in the first half. This game was on the American Digital Network, who we give courtesy for these calls.
Devin Schmears has certainly done his job at SMU. If they don't add to this tally before the break, they'll be a bit disappointed in themselves with all the chances they've had.
And Bill Hart's going to win a corner kick here for the Bulls. They go short. Standing one on, and we are level in Dallas. USF able to execute on the set piece.
Who else but Thomas Skublock?
Yeah, who else? And that was a wonderful cross in by Alex Ziss. Game stayed tied for, well, the next hour plus, and it ended up 1-1. But nearly SMU pull one out late, if not for an outstanding performance. This was a would-be highlight reel top 10 goal, but Harrison Devonish Mears was ready for it.
Splits the Bulls. Off the left foot, and Devonish Mears has the answer again.
The Aussie has been outstanding. The junior from Sydney, his biggest save as he has made all night. Quayshaw shows off his nifty footwork. Quayshaw around 2-3, looked to go near post. Devonish Mears was there.
Same player, Quayshaw, lined up in the about midway portion of the second overtime. A perfect, beautiful, well-struck, one you'd see in the Premier League free kick. And it just had the look of a walk-off goal. But Devonish Mears flew through the air to knock it away. And he was the reason the Bulls end up 1-1. They come out of the weekend no longer tied for first place, but really that's okay. The team that is in first place is UConn, which beat Cincinnati. But remember, the Bulls tied them, and frankly, UConn, outside of that tie, is 2-0 against really 2 of the bottom teams in the league. So the Bulls have played 3 excellent teams, 2 on the road, and then scored that big overtime win against Tulsa. So USF's men's team is really in good shape. We're in good shape here with the women's team, up 1-0 at halftime on a goal by Rebecca Anderson. We'll take a look at the rest of the scores in the league, and then we'll be ready for the second half when we come back. You are listening to Soccer on Bulls Unlimited.
Hey, Bulls fans! When the Bulls win, you win with Papa John's Pizza. This season, get 50% off your regular menu price online order at papajohns.com the day after the Bulls win. Use online promo code USFWINS. Papa John's Pizza, the official pizza of USF Athletics. Online offer valid at participating locations. Better ingredients, better pizza. papajohns.com.
When it comes to cancer, defense isn't always the right strategy. You have to be willing to go on the offensive, to attack it relentlessly like Moffitt Cancer Center, standing up to it with the same courage Moffitt sees in every cancer patient they treat. That's why Moffitt is working every day to outsmart cancer. Not just to react to it, but to get ahead of it, which is the best way to win. To see stories of courage, visit moffitt.org/courage. Moffitt, a proud partner of the USF Bulls.
A real bright future story from the Florida Lottery.
My name is Greg Barron. I'm a teacher at A. Crawford Mosley High School. I had a dream to attend Florida State University. And through hard work, I was able to earn the Bright Future Scholarship. The Bright Future Scholarship helped me find my passion and has allowed me to do what I love every day. That's why I'm so grateful for the Florida Lottery. They help fund students' futures, making our collective future brighter for many generations to come.
View more success stories at flalottery.com/brightfutures.
Bulls basketball is back starting November 6th. Now is the time for season tickets.
Bulls win! Bulls win!
Brian Gregory's Bulls were one of the most improved teams in the American last year.
Yes, indeed.
This year will be even more exciting.
You can count it!
Don't miss out on all the action at the Yuengling Center. USF men's basketball season tickets available now by calling 1-800-GO-BULLS. Horns up.
10:45.
Fans love football and the food that goes along with it, like shareable appetizers, pizza, wings, burgers, and fries. Cisco lives in the heart of food and service, and we are passionately committed to the success of every customer. With 300 distribution facilities across the globe and serving more than 500,000 customer locations, follow our trucks to your next great meal. It's tailgate time. Cisco West Coast, Florida is a proud partner of the USF Bulls. Go Bulls!
The best game plans keep everyone on the edge of their seats and always end with a sweet victory dance. So when it comes to the perfect game plan for a weekend adventure, Tampa Bay is always the right call. From award-winning craft breweries and hand-rolled Cuban cigars to days out on the water and nights out at the blackjack tables, every trip is a triumph. Start your playbook at visitTampaBay.com. Then work on that victory dance. Seriously, everybody loves a great victory dance. Visit Tampa Bay. Countless ideas, endless fun.
This is the USF Bulls Radio Network.
Just a couple minutes away from the second half getting started. Bulls lead ECU 1-0. Remember the other day in Orlando it was 1-0 Knights at the half before ECU came back and tied it in the 77th minute, so the Bulls no doubt want to add to their lead. We had some highlights of what went on last night and yesterday for Bulls. Today, over at the Corral, just finished, the USF volleyball team loses to Tulsa. Tulsa, an outstanding team. Tulsa, the team that gave Wichita State its first American Athletic Conference loss after Wichita State went 22-0 last year. And by the way, Tulsa in that Wichita State match that they came back to win lost the first set 41-39, only to come back and win the fifth set 19-17. Well, Wichita beat the Bulls in 4 Friday. And I know Courtney Draper wanted to win both these matches, but it does say something that they did take a set from both of those teams. And I know that, again, that's not where they want to be, taking sets from people, but it's just another sign of the improvement. However, the record does not improve this weekend. It goes to 13-5. Tulsa did go over to Orlando and lose Friday. Well, right now in Orlando, for example, Wichita State, again, which dropped one to Tulsa, is leading. Actually, no, UCF just won the second set, so that is a set apiece. As far as the women's soccer games go, UCF and Cincinnati, same team that was here the other day, no score yet in that one. They are at half. And the other games that are supposed to start right now, both in the state of Texas, Memphis at SMU, again, those teams tied for first, and Tulsa at Houston, are going to be late starting due to weather. So it sounds like it's not a good day for weather in Texas. How about this? The top 25 rankings just came out, and USF, according to the AP poll, is ranked number 23 in the country. We figured there was a decent chance with a couple teams in that bottom 5 both getting beat yesterday. And Cincinnati's in the rankings as well at number 25. The Bearcats are 6-0. Of course, the Bulls are 5-0. And UCF, if you're wondering, number 9. Wow. The pollsters apparently taking the approach of if teams ahead of them lose, they can actually jump them for a change. Hey, look who's number 1, Bama. Then Georgia, Ohio State, Clemson, Notre Dame 5, West Virginia 6. Washington with its 1 loss, 7. Penn State 8. Texas 9. I guess Texas is a thing. UCF is, 9. And then Oklahoma didn't drop out of the top 10. That was a close game. I'm not going to go into a commentary on the rankings, but I think you get my drift there. Also, the men's golf team is, as I said, leading after 1 round. This event just started today, so there's a ways to go in it. But they are leading at an event in Virginia. Try and get you some of the individual scores. The women's team has improved its standing. It is wrapping up its event that it's playing in Virginia Beach, Virginia. They finish, looks like, in 8th place. Not the outcome that I'm sure Erica Brennan wanted for her team, but still a much improved squad for sure. Yeah, the event in College Grove, Tennessee, the intercollegiate, USF now in a 3-way tie for first place with Kentucky and College of Charleston. The difference being the Bulls are done for the day, while those two teams are still out there on the course. Ooh, Kyle Flexenhar shot a 5 under 67 today. That'll get her done for the Bulls. Even par 72 for Ryoto Furuya as well. 1 under par for Alvin Bergstrom. So good start there. Good start here for the Bulls. And we are underway in the second half of a game that USF leads against ECU 1-0. But again, this is a Pirates team that is not feeling down and out. Maybe a week ago you couldn't say the same thing because they had dropped a couple games in a row in overtime and 3 in a row overall, but certainly the Bulls have to stay on their toes against a Pirates team that has won 2 in a row and had a tying goal the other day against Orlando in UCF against Orlando. I'm sorry, in Orlando against UCF, and they almost got one there. I got my words jumbled because there was a ball played across the net and trying to get her foot on it was Courtney Cash, a top goal scorer for the Pirates in their history, and it just gets by her. Some of the Pirates wanted a penalty in the box there. Shantae Warnes fell down. Could have been some contact there. I think she oversold it. Ball played out of bounds by the Pirates. We are 1 minute in to the second half. Bulls hang on to their 1-0 lead. Courtney Cash now has 43 career points, 17 goals. I'm sorry, 18 goals now. I'm sorry, 17 goals, sorry. And she is 7th all time for the Pirates. We've been joined up top in the threatening the score department this year by a transfer from Louisiana Tech. Bulls have done a pretty good job on Jenna Dages, who hails from Cypress, California. So USF going from right to left, and they're keeping Grace Adams out there. And Rebecca Anderson, so a couple of players who have not played starters minutes, especially Adams. Late first half substitutes, and of course Anderson got the goal. And it was from Nacella, who drags it across midfield herself and turns around on her defender. This is the same group that ended the first half. Evelyn Vienne not getting the second half start as head coach Denise Schulte-Brown rewarding the goal-scoring combination. It's Andrea Hochstadter laying it off for Pelletier LaRoche. Defended well, though, by the Pirates. And that's Mariana Sharina. I don't think played in the first half, and if she did, she just snuck in on me with 7 minutes of action. Yeah, indeed she did. That was the one sub I missed when they made 2. When they made 2 of their 5 first half substitutes. Shots in the first half, 8-4 in favor of the Bulls, with Rebecca Anderson's finding, I would say, the back of the net. Did more than that, it destroyed the back of the net as it was set up by Sydney Nacello on a platter, and Rebecca Anderson was not going to make any mistakes in a chance for her first career goal. Sydney Martinez taking her time with the ball in the penalty box. So much so that if there were like 5 minutes left in the game, I'm pretty sure she would have drawn a whistle to stop play by the official. A little too early to start saving time, I think. Leah Furlan has the ball on the left, switches it over to Sabrina Wagner, who settles it down nicely. She's defended well by Cash, so finds an outlet in. That's Emma Davies. Again, a sub who's staying in to start the second half. Gets around a defender, tries to settle it inside to Hochstadter, but it's cleared away by Sandford. Pelletier LaRoche does a good job of knocking it down. The wind here is blowing pretty briskly from our left to our right as far as the players on the field go with the Bulls. For ECU, it affects them from right to left. Hochstadter lays it off to Davies, surveying the scene. 2 players on her, and she tries to go around. Boy, the Bulls have had some good success there. I'm going to call that foul against Davies. Wasn't entirely sure of that decision. Whistle came while she was right on the cusp of the penalty box. And that wind really is picking up. And it's flat across the field, so it's not helping either team as far as a tailwind goes. But it will affect the flight of the ball. Wagner, though, looking to keep it low. That looks good. Oh, it just goes across. Boy, if the wind had just pulled it in. Guess it's not that windy. But it misses just wide left. I'm not sure about that. Fortunately, I'm in a windproof box with just a little crack for our handy-dandy crowd mics. Turn that one up a little bit more. So it has picked up. Play picking up here in the first 5 minutes of the second half as ECU certainly not out of it. Bulls now with 9 shots. Well, if you did the thing in hockey with scoring chances, the scoring chances would not be as dramatically in favor of the Bulls, but in the last 10 minutes they've been great. Boy, Wagner, and this referee will have nothing of falling. I like it, though. That was a professional fall. Maybe she got fouled, maybe she didn't, by Sabrina Wagner, but this referee is not going to have it. Actually, I actually, you know, it would have been great had he called it and the Bulls had gotten a penalty kick, but I think you should earn a penalty kick, honestly. It shouldn't be anything shaky or in doubt or maybe embellished. Wagner definitely went to ground there. She was fouled, perhaps, but she made the most of it, as they say in soccer. Now that's a definite foul. And it was called against ECU's Jada Hilton-Falea, as the Pirates maybe pushing the limits there of what they can get away with. Good crowd here. You can hear the goal mouths. The Bulls fan group behind the ECU goal, hoping to see some more scoring in front of them this half. If anyone else is called the goal mouse, it's such a natural name. Sadie Nacello's a natural. She gets around a defender, tries to get pushed off the ball. Another good cross in. Who can get it? Pelletier LaRoche shot is blocked. I believe it was Sanford. That one was ticketed for 2-0. Boy, Sydney Nacello, another creation there. Emma Davies in on goal, and boy, unable to control it was Sanford after she made a vital play to keep this game 1-0. Couldn't. She was kind of stuck there. She could have played it to her goalie, but it would have been with her feet. So she tried to control it herself, and instead it goes across the goal line for a corner kick, number 6 of the day for the Bulls. Sydney Nacello just using that speed to draw 2 defenders, and just like the assist on the goal, she put it right in the scoring range. Pelletier LaRoche not as close, right outside the 6, got a good shot off, but it was blocked. Here's the corner. That one's going to stay high. I think Stiles can get to that one, and she can. Kelly Burney, all the way up from defense, tried to almost dislodge it from the keeper. And the Bulls will have to stay on top 1-0, but clearly trying for that second goal. I don't think they're interested in taking their chances with a 1-0 win. Grace Adams. I find this very interesting, but it's working. This alignment by the Bulls, one that normally would not be a second half starting in an important game, is completely the same one that ended the first half. Sadie Nacello has been out there the whole time, and she's just flying by people once again. That time she is ridden off the ball and maybe fouled off the ball. They're going to call that. Well, that's kind of interesting. And it's going to be a great scoring opportunity by the Bulls here. Nacello draws a foul, which is the same type of play, identically really, that ECU has committed inside the box, but a penalty wasn't given on either. So I really do think this official's MO is to make you earn the penalty kick, which I don't mind at all. Meanwhile, as he is marching the Pirates players for their 10 yards, Andrea Hochstadter moved the ball up about a yard. So she is 20 or so from goal. Stiles is covering her right, meaning the right side might be there for Hochstadter. She can go up or right here. Now Stiles cheats over that way. And now Nacello's going to run over the ball. ECU's wall moves. Hochstadter goes for that side, and it's in! It was open! She saw it, and she drilled it! Andrea Hochstadter, who does such a great job of creating opportunities for others, has just cashed in on one of her own, and it's 2-0 Bulls. What a great free kick by Andrea Hochstadter. She's always going to be the team leader in assists just because of the fact that she serves up all the set pieces. And she will also score penalty kicks when they're there in the taking, but because of her creative talents, you know, you think she should have more goals, just to be fair. That's her second of the season. giving her an even, or now 11 on her career. 5 as a freshman, 4 last season with those 8 assists. And now this year, 2 goals with, again, the team leading 5 assists. Macello's assist, incidentally, her 5th. So 2-0 Bulls. That goal coming in the 55th minute. And an absolute beauty. Boy, Sid Nacello, speaking of, goes around, lays it off to Furlan. She's going to crank one maybe. She's going to be patient, look for someone else. It's Hogstadter again. A good-looking shot to goal! 3-0! Nacello found Furlan. Furlan looked in on goal and instead must have felt some help coming. And it was in the form of Andrea Hogstadter. And she just one-timed a bullet inside the right post. And she scores 2 goals in about a minute of play. Official stats, by the way, are not working here today, so I don't know exactly when that goal was scored from a timing perspective. But I can tell you they were a minute apart. Okay, now it's popped back up. 47 seconds apart. And I guess that Andrea Hogstadter has never had a 2-goal game, much less scoring 2 goals in 47 seconds, giving her 3 on the season. But that was just a patient setup. And again, it all started with Nacello. I wonder if they'll do the hockey assist thing and give Nacello a second, but Furlan definitely on the main assist. Ball rides back to Sydney Martinez, and boy, thanks to Andrea Hogstadter, this game has gone from a nail-biter to a little bit of comfort zone for the Bulls. That was no easy shot, incidentally. She took it from just outside the top of the box, and it was smashed. Let's see if she's ever had a 2-goal game. But I'm sweating it out. But if we can find that out, we will pass it along for you. And I guess it is. Unofficially. That's her first 2-goal game, and she got it in less than a minute. Wagner over to Nacello. More speed from Sid. Looking to create again. This time she's going to take a shot, and it's right at Stiles, but she had to work for it. Davies pounces on the rebound. Good effort there by Emma Davies. Gets it around a defender. Looks to lay it off. It's Rebecca Anderson. Oh, is that offsides? Okay, they're saying that perhaps Davies was in an offsides position when she pounced in on that ball. So how about the fact that the Bulls went with their late first half substitutes, the same ones that were on the field for the first goal, the Rebecca Anderson score, and have stayed with that same lineup now for about 20 minutes, and it has produced 3 goals. And as I say that, here come the changes. Yeah, Evelyn Vienne, put her back in. She's not bad. She will replace Furlan, who got the nice assist. And there's Grace Adams, who played, I'm guessing, her most bulky amount of minutes. Actually about the same. She's been averaging 20 minutes of an appearance. She's out, and so is fellow defender Cheyenne Dennis. So Mia Polongo comes in for her first action, and of course Felipe Leffen, defender, pops back in. She was one of those players subbed out. As I mentioned, Vienne comes in for Furlan. Actually, Nacello takes a seat as well. She needs a breather, and it's in her spot, Kylie Burrows, sophomore from Plant City. So the left side of the field, you got Plant City and Durant, big rivals with Burrows and Anderson, of course, on the same team. Polongo slots into central defense now with Anderson on the left, Wagner on the right. Midfield, Leffen up there with Davies, Hogstadter and Pelletier-LaRoche. The forwards are Davies on the right, Vienne in the center, and Burrows on the left. She's sort of hanging out here waiting for the ball. So, by my count, outside of goalkeeper Sydney Martinez, this makes it only 2 players that have played the whole game as we're nearing the hour mark, and it's 3-0 Bulls. Those players being the stalwart, the Iron Woman, Kelly Burney, along with the or is it Icelandic? Andrea Hogstadter. Burrows her first touch, and she was offsides. Didn't look like it. She seemed in a non-threatening situation as she came back towards the middle of the field to grab that ball, but she started from an offside position. 3-0 as we are 1 minute shy of an hour. The Bulls scoring a couple goals from Andrea Hochstadter in a span of less than a minute here. Tally late in the first half by Rebecca Anderson. That was the 44th minute. Officially, the Hochstadter goals coming in the 55th and 56th minute. But an actual time off the clock, 47 seconds. Substitution for ECU. Morgan Dewey comes out. Erin Michelson comes in. She is a Floridian from Oviedo, specifically. Good to see her get in the game. I'm sure she has some fans here. Just like Cincinnati was here Thursday and is in Orlando today, a lot of ECU folks made the trip for the two Florida games. I like that. Nice defense by Taylor Platt, a freshman from Exton, PA. But it'll go for a Bulls throw-in. Anderson into Vienne, who gets loose for the first time in a while. She's going to try a low, long shot, and Stiles let it ride. She must have really trustworthy eyesight, because I don't know if I wouldn't have played that if I was a goalkeeper, but indeed it was wide by a couple of feet. New goalkeeper for the Bulls as they go ahead and put Nicole Farquharson into the game. So she is getting some action. Anytime you can have a game where your backup goalkeeper comes in, it's a good thing. I know she got into the contest against Florida College. That was the 11-0 outcome for the Bulls. We could start one game early this season. This will be her 4th game of action. Played that second half against Florida College. Bulls about to make some more substitutions. Aubrey McGrath set to re-enter. Cassidy Callenborn and Jordan Tuttle both checking in, and this is a dream for Denise Shelty-Brown. And Andrea Hochstadter should get a big hand here as she is checking out. And indeed she does. I'm going to guess that Hochstadter has played the bulk of the games this year as far as minutes go. 9 games, 785 minutes. Pretty sure that's the minutes leader among, has to be the minutes leader among non-defenders for the Bulls and goalkeepers. In fact, only Kelly Burney has more minutes on the field this year than Andrea Hochstadter. Bulls feeling pretty comfortable here. Still 28 minutes to go. Wouldn't discount some reinsertions in case something goes awry, but right now this lead feels pretty safe. Vienne is out there. Jordan Tuttle off the bench. Oh, a nice ball. At least attempted to Burrows. Gets it right back. Sees Vienne on her right. Jumps out of the pile of Pirates. Tries to find Vienne. ECU lets it roll out for a throw. This would be some result. Ways to go in Orlando, but Cincinnati has taken the lead on UCF. Kind of a result of consequence. As of course the Knights were picked to win the conference this year, but that wouldn't be the way to do it. Ball out of bounds. It'll be a Pirates throw. Deep in their own end. 3-0 USF. 2 goals by Andrea Hochstadter. Her 2nd and 3rd on the season. Now has 12 on her career. First being an expert free kick. About 20 yards out. Drilled it inside the right post. And then on a layoff pass by Leah Furlan, pulverized one into that same general area. Now ECU on the counter, but has to hold up as the Bulls defense line is high, and Parkerson gets her first touch of the game. Doesn't even pick it up. Dribbles it over to the left where Polongo, fresh off the bench. Good to have fresh legs out there on a day like today. Anderson pops it up. Bulls can afford to play some searching balls, as it were, even if they don't connect, but this one does get connected to Evelyn Vienne. Tries to dribble it around Kim Sanford, but Sanford makes the play. Reed Leffen pressing up. Gives it to Sabrina Wagner on the right side. She's marked by Michelson. Tries to draw it into the left side. Wagner, a prolific high school scorer at Mitchell in Trinity, but playing defense for the Bulls in her second year. It's pretty much started since she came onto the scene here. Pirates play it across midfield. Bernie gathers it. The long goal almost loses control, but gathers it back and sends it to Bernie on the right side, back up to Wagner across midfield. 25 minutes left in this one, and the Bulls are playing possession right now. Burrows, Kellenborn, a nice touch. Back to Bernie. Bulls have a nice assortment of Floridians and Canadians and several others. Europeans like Andrea Hochstadter. Not as many Europeans as you see on some teams, but they definitely have Canada covered. For those of you watching in Greenville, checking this out, I should say. Denise Schulte-Brown, the head coach of the Bulls, is also Canadian. Now ECU 1-on-5, and Jenna Dages is good, but she is not that good. She really is good. A transfer from Louisiana Tech, who's taken, after being the Texter's leading scorer last year, taking those reins here at ECU. Say that 3 is the most goals that the Pirates have surrendered this year. In fact, that is the case. Rebecca Anderson checks out. Olivia Cook. Oh, sorry, it's not Anderson coming out. It's Cook coming in and Wagner coming out. So Sabrina Wagner. I know I mentioned before that the 2 players that had gone the distance at the time were Hochstadter and Bernie. I think Wagner would be a 3rd in that list, but now it's just Bernie. Everyone else has come out, including the goalkeeper. So talk about being able to substitute folks. That's what Denise Schulte-Brown has had at her luxury here today. Burrows fighting for the ball, and very aggressively so that she knocks down ECU's Kim Sanford, and that'll lead to a sure foul and free kick. Ooh, Burrows almost battled away an attempted pass by the keeper, Stiles, and in the end wins possession for the Bulls. Goes out of bounds on the Stiles kick. Anderson in no hurry, take the throw. And I gotta say it, looking at the ECU team, they don't look like they feel like they have a chance to come back here. Boy, that was a chance. Evelyn Vienne across, and Jordan Tuttle, who is cranking up the work rate out there off the bench, and now she's gonna run into the corner and try and dislodge it from ECU's Erin Michelson. Michelson plays it back to a teammate, and it's up the field for ECU, out of bounds. See the linesman's flag up, just barely out of bounds. Yeah, you know, usually when a team gets behind, but there's still plenty of time left, they've got this urgency to their step. ECU doesn't necessarily have that. I'm not saying they're defeated looking, but they just, you know, it's hot. And 3 goals is a big hill to overcome, and Bulls have created that hill thanks to a first half late goal by Rebecca Anderson, and then Andrea Hochstadter, Andy, with a couple in less than a minute's time. Now the Pirates have something going, but Kelly Burney diffuses it just like that. Jenna Dages on the left wing, thought she had gotten clear, thought wrong, thanks to Kelly Burney. Hannah Siebold is in, now for Rebecca Anderson. So Anderson checks out. Schulte-Brown off the bench, standing to give her the glad hand. Her goal was big. Really what's been most impressive about the second half to me, outside of Hochstadter, she wins the battle for most impressive of the second half with 2 goals, but ECU is just dwindled in its scoring opportunities. The Bulls, and they've been matching on defense, mixing and matching on defense, with Bernie the only staple back there. Grace Adams again started the half. Leffen was out there, still is. Wagner was out there, of course. So it's been a variety of players holding their shape. Burrows in, up the left wing for Vienne, and she's going to run it down. on the left side. Looks to take Sanford. Goes to her right. Crosses it in. A nice low ball that's cleared away by ECU, but back to Vienne on the left side of the box. Near the box, another good cross. It's going to settle over there. Looks like Seabold with it. Drops it off for Cook. Will she have a go? She should. That's a good-looking shot, but it's a little high and over for a goal kick. But the 16th shot of the day for the Bulls. Cook's first. And Nicello, Sydney Nicello, probably not going to get back in the game, although she's still got her alert look there on the sideline. Has officially 1 assist, but really I give her a ton of credit, and I know you can give 2 assists. They might change that. You know, the other day when I said that on the Vienne goal that made it 2-0 and the Bulls 2-1 win over Cincinnati, that I think Mia Palongo deserved an assist. They actually did change that after the fact. And I think the same might go for Nicello, because she really set up that 3rd goal by bursting past 3 players, then passing it to Perlin, who delivered the ultimate direct pass to Andrea Hochstadter for the 3rd goal of this game. Still 3-0, less than 20 minutes to go. Keep an eye on that UCF Cincinnati score, as that would be quite a significant result. As I was mentioning, UCF picked to finish first, then USF, then Memphis. Well, Memphis has certainly done its part. Starting off 3-0 and 11-1 and top 25 nationally, right there with the Bulls on the outside of the top 25. What the Bulls have done these last few days will do nothing to change their ranking. They did take a drop of 6 spots with that loss to Temple, but the Bulls are about to be 8-2. Nice pass, Bree Blethyn up to Burrows. Tries to find Blethyn on the return, but ECU with a good interception there was Daria Drejovic. Drejovic out of the hockey hotbed of Cary, North Carolina. Went to NC State before transferring in. One of 2 players from NC State who made the trip from Raleigh to Greenville in their college careers. Actually made that trip on a bus. With the USF baseball team last year when they played at ECU. They flew into Raleigh-Durham and bus to Greenville. Solid hour. I think traffic was bad that day. But yeah, Jason Hamilton's team filled with newcomers. 16 of them. She got the Courtney Cash solid return with 17 goals in her career, but no goals today for the Pirates. Parkerson tries to punt it up the field and could have done better than that. It's headed onto the path of Kat Gonzalez, cleared away by Cook out there. Another substitute coming in for the Pirates now. Ashley Kendrock, whose name we haven't called yet. She is actually from Raleigh High School. And back into the game, Jensei Warrens. 73rd minute, Bulls up 3-0. Cincinnati is still up 1-0 on UCF. The other 2 games were late in starting. In the conference, that ball is shot wide and out of bounds for a goal kick. Another shot, though, goes onto the record for the Pirates. That'll give them, I believe, 6 compared to 15 for the Bulls. And SMU leads Memphis. All right, well, that's a significant result. I'm telling you, if this day ends with even Memphis drawing to SMU, when you have 2 teams that are 3 points ahead of you, as the Bulls had coming into the day, you want them to split the points, right? And both get a tie. The Bulls would end up 1 point out of first place, regardless. Houston could also ascend to 10 points with a win against Tulsa today. We'll let you know before we're out of here how that game's going on. The weather was delaying the start of it here. It's been a fantastic day for the Bulls. 3-0. ECU really unable to get much going here. It's been a stellar effort for USF. Sparked by a goal that seemed to surge their confidence because they were playing well enough as it was, but have just been a fantastic looking team since that first goal by Rebecca Anderson. Olivia Cook tries a long range shot again. That one's blocked, but Aubrey McGrath pounces on the rebound. It gets laid off to Callenborn. Across to the left side, and Bleffen. A lot of Tampa Bay kids out there right now. Bleffen, Manatee, Callenborn, Sun Lake. My new home school, of course, I'm a Plant City kid, but Sun Lake's right by my house. In fact, as I'm looking at it, Burroughs, Plant City High. It's either Canadians or Tampa Bay, except for Bernie. She's from Virginia. Tuttle's from PA. And of course, Farquharson is from down south in American Heritage in Davie. 15 minutes to go exactly. Burroughs to Tuttle. Just gets away. Actually, I think she was trying to one-touch that ball to Vienne, which is never a bad idea, but couldn't quite get the control on it. But she sprints 20 yards to regain control with a steal. Nice job by Tut. Palongo, one of those Canadians, over to Bernie. And safely back to Farquharson, who's going to, a nicely guided pass over to the right side to Cook. Marked well, and loses the ball out of bounds. Good pressure over on that far side by Shantae Warrens. Gives the Pirates back possession. Less than 15 minutes to go in this one. Looking at the upcoming schedule for the Bulls, who will again be 8-2. Presuming that they hang on to this 3-0 lead. They go to Tulsa and Memphis next. Thursday night at Tulsa. And then Sunday, what should prove to be a big one against Memphis. May end up being for first place if things keep going the way they are. Decent looking free kick by ECU, but Palongo was there to play it out. Now Vienne's going to try and add to the lead as she gets around Sanford. Dribbles, holds, shoots, and scores! Evelyn Vienne! Just a master stroke from gaining the ball with 3 defenders to beat and making it look like it was nothing, just her and the goalkeeper. And the goalkeeper, Melanie Stiles, didn't have a chance on that one as Vienne went with accuracy, tucked it inside the left post. And she continues to add to her total, give her 13 on the season. And she simply is the best. Best in the country at scoring goals. And there will be no assist on that one because that really was all Evelyn Vienne. 4-0 Bulls. Still 13 minutes to go. You want to look up and see how that play unfurled and think, well, you know, that's what you can risk if you're pressing forward to try and score, as ECU must, right? But no, not really. That was 1-on-3. That's not what you call a counterattack. That's an individual effort. Oh boy, an individual effort there that almost resulted in a goal. A shot by Gonzalez that wrong-footed Farquharson, but to her credit, she was able to dive back to her right and make the save. So the pair of freshman goalkeepers for the Bulls, both getting in action today, and Farquharson picking up a pretty solid save there. And the 6th shot of the day by ECU. That will go down as their first shot on goal, or second shot on goal, I'm sorry. The other one was a free kick that Martinez scooped up. So to make that second pretty serious threat created by Kat Gonzalez, the freshman for the Pirates. Burrows a nice pass into an open area of the field. The center, McGrath, tries to get it over to Seabold. She will be challenged well by the sophomore from Oviedo, Michelson, who's going to carry the ball near midfield. Tries to find Dages, but Palongo is all over it. Now the Bulls are taking their time here. Nice work with Seabold, Callenborn. Cook all realizing that there's no hurry here. This is why you have those drills in practice where you're not even trying to score, you're just trying to possess the ball and then see what happens. And this is happening pretty well as Burrows calmly scoops it over to Lepin. Nice move around a defender into the penalty box, back to the other way around a defender. Uses the left foot and a jab step shot thing by Vienne. That would have been a unique way to score, but it goes wide for a goal kick. Autumn Woodard into the game for the Bulls, as is Lexi DeVries. DeVries, a freshman from West Flanagan High School. And Woodard out of Ridgeview High in Orange Park. She's a freshman as well. Vienne and Bernie, a couple good players, come out of the game with 11 minutes to go. So now the Bulls have emptied their bench, as Bernie was the last player that had been in for the whole, what's now 79 minutes. And they've even substituted at goalkeeper, so everyone has pretty much played here today for the Bulls. Roster real quick and see if anyone that has logged any time this year who's not injured has not been in the game. Oh boy, a decent looking shot there by Woodard off the bench. She scored 2 late in that game against Florida College. Nope. Everybody who has played this year has played today. So Denise Schulte-Brown has used up her entire roster. And I got to be honest, I'm actually almost said it at the beginning. I'll admit it. I was going to say this should be a close game. And it was for the first 43 minutes. It was 0-0, but the Bulls have really just unloaded since getting the first goal of the game. It's been quite something to see. You missed it at halftime. Had the news come over that USF football team is ranked number 23 in the AP poll. 5-0 start. They will be playing at Tulsa on Friday. Game, of course, you can hear on Bulls Unlimited. Will hit the air at 5 p.m. on a Friday. McGrath feeds it to Burrows. She's got a chance here. Ball gets away from her. She still gets it on goal, and Melanie Stiles with a kick save and controls it to herself. It looked almost like when in basketball a player blocks the ball and maintains possession instead of just swatting it away. That was good work by Stiles, a redshirt sophomore from Bowie, Maryland. Came from Clemson. Step over there by Tori Riggs. It's a dangerous opportunity. Riggs and Gonzalez try and connect on a 1-2 combo, but it was a little too much from Gonzalez. You heard one of the ECU, or at least I heard one of the ECU coaches say, Tori, shoot it. She does have 2 goals this year. Sophomore from Stella, North Carolina. Burrows has been Stella here in the last couple of minutes. Jordan Tuttle gets the pass and sends it wayward across the goal line for a goal kick. A little bit more than 8 minutes to go. Katie Kitching is back in the game, and a Seabold will pop back out. Looks a little bit tired. She's been doing a lot of running on that right side today. It's just, you know, if you haven't been playing, I don't care that you're fresh off the bench. Seabold's only played 48 minutes in 4 games, and if you haven't logged any extended time, you're going to get winded pretty quickly. Looks like ECU is considering a change at goalkeeper as Aaron Bradley, senior from Greensboro, North Carolina, is warming up. Rare game where both teams go to their backup goalkeepers, but for different reasons. Well, actually for the same reason, because the game's decided just in different order. Jordan Tuttle drops it off for Aubrey McGrath. Ooh, that's a good cross to Autumn Woodard. She held onside perfectly and tried to drop it down for a touch that would set herself up for a shot, but it was a little too strong of a touch. But that was a beautiful piece of work from McGrath. That chipped pass. And Woodard held even with the last defender and broke perfectly. So if she'd been able to just touch it a little bit more softly, that could have been something special. Yeah, indeed does look like so many substitutions. The air horn has lost its power. Here comes the goalkeeper switch for Pirates. And for the Bulls, Rebecca Anderson in for Beth Lepin. So Pirates making that change at goalie. Aaron Bradley has played in 18 minutes this season. Senior year. Honestly, didn't plan for looking up the stats of a backup goalie for the ECU Pirates, but I will see if she's garnered much more action in her career. She wears number 25. Usually goalkeepers wear 0 or a 1 or a 00 or a 99. 25 would just be the most random goalkeeper uniform number ever. 6 minutes to go. ECU has a free kick from the left side. Not a bad effort there by Michelson, but it's headed away well by McGrath. Sanford all the way up from defense well across midfield for the Pirates, who have no reason to hang back now. Katie Kitchen gathers the ball at midfield. Woodard, 1-on-2. Oh, cuts it around one defender. Now the Pirates have gathered back numbers, but so have the Bulls. So Woodard's going to cross it in, and right off the bench, Bradley has no issues securing that one. Joined the Pirates as a walk-on, did Bradley, 2015. Doesn't look like she's had any starts. 5 matches last year. Season high of 26 minutes. 3 matches, I'm sorry, 2 years ago, 3 matches last year. A total of 47 minutes, so she's going to get in about 7 minutes of work here today. She's already faced the ball once, drafted. Aubrey McGrath has the ball back for the Bulls. She's the one who was really the big presence on offense for the game's first 15 minutes, and then a series of weather-affected substitutions late in the first half, with it being so hot today, really sparked the Bulls. As one of those subs, Rebecca Anderson got her first career goal on a setup by Sydney Nasello, who officially in the books has 1 assist today, but in my unofficial book goes down as having 2 assists. It was her work and speed that sent the ball into Leah Furlan, who dropped the ball into Andrea Hochstadter for her second goal. Ball is back to the midfield stripe. Anderson looking refreshed by the trip to the bench. She spent about 10 minutes out of the game before coming back in. Has it to McGrath. The Bulls looking to play possession here. Burrows has to handle a drilled ball, does so greatly to keep it in bounds, and now knock it back onto the Bulls half of the field. So again, as things stand, of course, that Memphis SMU soccer game result will decide who's in first place in the league. Right now, SMU is leading in the first half 1-0. So if there is a winner in that game, the Bulls will still be 3 points behind whoever it is. But again, they played 2 less games than SMU. And in the end, that game at Memphis for the Bulls next Sunday will be critical. It'll be one of those games where if they, I'm telling you, the winner will be in first place when it's all said and done. The way it's setting up right now, it's been a big answer back this weekend at home for the Bulls. And if you're wondering, on the road next weekend for 2. I mean, this season is coming to an end a lot more quickly than you think. Because after that, it'll be 3 home games to wrap it up. All at home, Houston, SMU, and then UCF on October the 26th. As hard as it is to believe, UCF right now not in position to repeat as regular season champion unless they can come back against Cincinnati. They trail 1-0 with about 9 minutes left over in Orlando. A big win for Cincinnati, which had just 1 win in 5 conference games. 2.5 minutes left in this one. Grace Adams back into the action for the Bulls. New center defenders with Cheyenne Dennis. I believe she's played in the second half. Kelly Burney, the last full to check out of the starters. And you have Grace Adams and Mia Polongo in the center. Just a very deep roster. I'm sure Denise Schulte Brown wouldn't mind one of the subs cranking one in here. Nice to see Jordan Tuttle get one. Anybody, really. But she's a senior, so that's where I'm coming from with that. Actually, if I'm mistaken, she's a junior, so she can take her time. The urgency isn't quite as bad. Less than 2 minutes to go. ECU, this will be the Pirates' first corner kick of the day, which is kind of a good reflection of how this game has gone. It'll be Gonzalez to take it. And Tuttle is a senior. I knew that the roster I was looking at was a little bit off. Autumn Woodard, as we near the 1 minute mark left in the game, being held off well by Tori Riggs out there. And now it's Katie Kitching, who seems to enjoy dribbling the ball into the corner. She did it like too early in a more recent game. And of course, you dribble the ball into the corner when the game is decided, and you're just trying to waste time. Less than a minute to go. Bulls have a corner kick. It'll be their 8th compared to the one for the Pirates. It'll be the first and only. Not taken by Andrea Hochstadter. It's Olivia Cook, who I'd be surprised if she even tries to play anything on goal. Actually, it's a throw-in, so she definitely won't. Tosses a short one to Kitching. Tuttle grabs it with 30 seconds left. Bulls lose it out of bounds. But no worries there. "20 seconds to go. And the Bulls have no need but to kick it out of bounds every time they get the ball now. What a great performance by the Bulls today. Most goals that ECU has allowed. They've given up 3 in a loss to Houston. But today, as the final seconds tick off, the Pirates have given up a season-high 4 to the USF Bulls. Final score of 4-0. We will wrap it up with some final stats, and we'll tell you what else is coming up in just a couple of minutes. Bulls win it 4-0. We'll be right back on Bulls Unlimited.
Valley National Bank is the proud presenter of USF football and is excited to support our nation's veterans. Every time the Bulls score a touchdown at home this season, Valley, in partnership with the USF Foundation, will donate to the Valley for Veterans Scholarship Fund. Over the course of the 2018 USF football season, Valley for Veterans will provide $75,000 in support of first-generation student veterans. Horns up, Bull Nation. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Bulls fans, score with Portillo's. From Chicago-style hot dogs to Italian